Awesome.
Cheryl is like world traveler around here.
Yes.
Always gone somewhere cool and amazing. Never know
I'm
where she
looking
is.
for it.
The best croquet player in the history of the world.
That's
From your lips to God's ears.
Awesome.
all right. And Miss Amanda, Willie, if you've not met the fabulous Amanda, this
Yes,
is she live in the flesh right here.
he is
Right
the
hand,
best.
left hand superstar.
He is the absolute best
Hello.
communicator, singer, performer, fashion model,
Sanity
expert.
builder.
Thank you. Oh my gosh.
All right.
I'm getting the full plug right now.
All right, guys, let's rock this. Happy Thursday. Thank you for being on this call. We're not going to wait for others to join. We want to be respectful of your time. Um,
Good here.
yeah, we want to be respectful of your
Justin
time.
Ball.
Hey, Justin. So today,
Good afternoon.
good to see you. Today, Justin and Willie, if you all don't know each other, you should.
Yeah.
Just remember that.
Yes. You definitely need to meet. Y'all are
If you
both
don't, you need
brilliant
to.
minds that need to connect.
Ohio and Louisville.
Yeah.
All right. I'll send you a note, Willie. Okay, just you have the road from me.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's rock it.
Okay. So brand, the number one thing that we want to say about brand is that the reason we start with identifying your customer avatar is really important so you can know who you're talking to, right? Everybody totally gets that. But your brand is basically how do people feel when they encounter your business? So you want to be real clear on how do you want them to feel about you because that's what a brand actually, just like when you think about Nike, you know what I mean? You think, let's just do it, right? You think, let's go for it. When you think about KFC or when you think about any of those brands make you feel something, right? Martha Stewart built the brand to where you feel something when you think about that company, right? You think about the brand. So get in your mind, who are you most happy being? Who are you most happy working with? And who do you most want to be identified with? And when I say that, it's because some clients, we've got a client right now who loves doing parody videos. She's a singer and she likes to do parody videos and she wants to be seen as that fun, happy person. So we build a brand around that because that's her style, that's what she's used to. And then we've got people who really want to be considered very seriously in the business. And they want to be seen as that corporate structured, very serious, financial people, attorneys, and then you got people who want to be like, hey, I'm business, but I'm also casual. And I also just like to engage like a real human being. So when you think about your brand, would you like for it to be like a fashionista brand? Would you like for it to be like, hey, I'm approachable? Or would you like it to be like, I am strictly business and I'm here to get the job done for you? Or some mix of those. Does that make sense?
So when you look at commercial real estate and who are the big, whenever we create a brand, and this is something that's important for you to take on for yourself. Whenever we create a brand, we look at who is big in the market and what do you do. So if you are someone like Cheryl, who is a luxury home specialist, only does high end condos and also does commercial real estate for her luxury clients, then she can have, there's some flexibility in what type of logo she has as long as it's strong and it's nice, right? But when you are all commercial, if you were going to compete, you were competing with the big boys in the market. You're not just competing with the independent brokers. You need to be looking at JLL, Cushman and Wakefield. What are they doing? What does CBRE look like? And from there, then you're positioning yourself to be aligned with those people. Like Willie has a new logo coming out. Willie is a Remax broker, so there's some kind of limited rules that we have, but we also took some liberties. We did the compliance one, which you'll see, Willie, and then we got the one where we took some liberties. So you can decide where you want to be with that. But either way, you can compete with the big boys with the logo. So when you're creating your brand, what when you think about a brand, what do you think of first? What do you think a brand is? Somebody throw out some things that should be in your brand.
Your competency and professionalism.
Yes, your competency and professionalism. How do you want people to feel about you, right? Are they going to take you serious? So, and that's a really good point. Thank you for that. So, with your brand, is your logo, it's your website.
Your color scheme is important too because different colors have a different impact psychologically, and that's just a proven fact.
Yes. And if you notice, all of the major players have some kind of similar colors.
Hmm.
It's red, it's black,
Deep blues.
deep blues, a certain type of light blue.
Mhm.
It's gray.
Right.
You don't see purple.
No.
You don't see purple. You don't see pinks.
Right.
Not
Right.
from anyone to be taken serious, right? So, a true story. Back when I was the CEO of the National Commercial Real Estate Association, we had a group, a Facebook group, and one night, really late at night, somebody popped in, a new commercial real estate agent popped in, saying, "I did my new website. I just did my brand. Take a look." And it was terrible. It was all purple and white and cursive, all things that not one commercial real estate broker would ever take her serious. Then everybody's in there just cheering her on. Just cheering, oh, that's great, you did that. No, she's not getting business. No one's going to take her serious. So, to Justin's point about your professionalism, that's number one for what you need to do. But beyond logo and business card, website, your reputation in the market is part of testimonials, reviews. They're a part of your brand, and they
Mhm.
should be everywhere. Your videos, the person who answers your phone, how do they communicate when they pick up that phone? How do your agents pick up the phone? How do you pick up the phone? How is your voicemail sound? Do they get the AT&T or T-Mobile, you got this customer, or do they actually get a professional message that says it's you with whatever company you're with? Everything a person sees about you, from your mailers to your email signature, everything is your brand. It's basically the same way that when you get up or when you go shopping, you buy great clothes because you want to be seen a certain way, and you're never going to be seen out in public without that look. It's the exact same thing for your brand. No matter where they see your company name, it needs to have a certain look. So, lucky for you all. So, normally, if you want to build out a brand, there's a couple of ways to do it. Some people piecemeal it and they get a graphic designer here, a graphic designer there, and just hope that it all works out okay. A lot of times it doesn't. A lot of times it's ineffective when it's piece. Some people go, they get an agency, and building out that brand can be anywhere from a couple of $1,000, or it can go as high as we know people who charge $25,000 to $50,000 to build out a brand, to build it out fully. Um, what Chris goes up to 100,000 for companies.
Mhm.
So it can go high. It can go way high to build out your brand. Fortunately for you, we're in the age of AI, where for those of you who have already are either in the process of having a brand built out, you'll be able to keep it up and maintain it without having to rely on agencies to keep it up for you and keep you fresh and new. Or if you've not done it at all, you've got tools now where you can go in and start getting answers. First of all, what type of brand should I have, right? And what should go in it? And it can walk you through step by step.
Yeah, the beautiful thing about that too is that once you're clear on what your ethos is, and I think you guys are real clear on that, you've done enough business, guys and gal, have, have done enough business to understand what you represent, the kind of person you are, how you do business. So you're real clear on that. What's really awesome about once you have that clarity and you have the colors and the designs and all those things together, then the only thing left is to communicate with chat about how do you communicate within those parameters that you set for yourself, right? One of the prompts I love to use is, can you help me to communicate this in a way that positions me as a thought leader and also in a way that actually gives actual value, and also in a way that will educate and inspire and encourage. I like to use terms like that because that's my ethos, that's my brand. I like to educate, I like to encourage, I like to inspire. So as I talk to chat about, hey, I'm building out this communication strategy, be it either uh, newsletter or Facebook post or whatever, I put those words in so that it can communicate in that way. Because if you don't, what happens is you start getting flowery stuff sometimes that doesn't give value to people. And that's why people are coming to your brand because they need value of some sort. So, in order to give value, thought leaders do that. That means you're making them think. People that inspire, that make you feel good about what you're doing, people that will give you actual, usable, actionable content. And that's what I always put into chat. Also, I say, can you make this where it's actually usable, actually educational, will actually bring benefit to the person who is getting it, and structured in a way so it's easily consumable, easily understandable. Those type of things is what basically everybody wants. And that can be how you communicate your brand. If it's a fun brand, it can communicate those things in a fun way. If it's a serious brand, it can communicate those things in a serious way. But those are some of the words that I want you to remember as you go forward with running your own prompts for your own company.
And he mentioned that he does this for our company, but you will also really need to do it for your own, because the other thing that can come up when you're online, these AI tools, is that it turns into selling, selling instead of giving value,
Right.
which makes you like every other broker out there
We see
buy low
that
sell.
so many times. When I coach people in video, it's one of the hardest things, especially for real estate agents, because we come from a world that was back in the days that was like, hey, come and buy. If you're looking for this, make sure you count me up, and all that stuff. And so what I'm like, if you just give value, people will buy. You don't need to remind them that you sell all the time, right? But if you give them value, they're going to know that you do. And one of the things you don't want to do is take your tonality up when it's at the end. Hey, if you need this, please call me. You don't, I hear that a lot, and that's why I say it. So you just say in a kind of way like, hey, if you're looking for help with it, make sure you reach out to us. And I look forward to talking to you later. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. You get excited about teaching them, you get excited about giving them value. And then the thing of asking them to do business with you, that's sort of an afterthought. If you just keep that in mind for nothing else when it comes to your brand, you want to be that person who is just committed to giving value. My number one objective is that you understand how your life can be better if you take this information that you're looking for that I'm giving to you. But now I'll say this, and I'm finished with this rant. Gary Vaynerchuk, everybody familiar with him? He's one of the top marketers on the planet. He's always around speaking. He's just great. But he had this book called Jab, Jab, Right Hook, right? It's a concept, right? And so a lot of times with people who are selling or who need business, they'll come out with the right hook. Hey, hire me. I'm the one for you. Instead of jab, 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 which is value, 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 and then right hook. Then you can say, hey, if you need help with this, I can help you. But you always want to lead with value, lead with value, lead with value. And that's one of the things that I'm most excited about that AI can do, that ChatGPT can do. It can really pull those things of value and structure them in a way and then present them as your brand so that you get the credit for it, so that the hard work is done by the AI and not by you. And you can spend your time being that gregarious, kind, beautiful person you are that's just providing value. And that's the ultimate of what this entire CRE marketing hub is. How do we take the heavy lifting of gathering the intelligence, gathering the data, gathering the value, and put it in a place so that you can just easily have access to it and then present that in a way that makes you stand out as a thought leader and makes you stand out as a person that gives value and actually cares about the client's needs.
Absolutely. Before we go to the screen, any questions or comments right now? Nope. Okay. We're going to go to CRE Marketing Hub so that you can see how to do this yourself, what we're talking about.
This is the good stuff. This is the good stuff.
Okay, so let's say
Can everybody see that screen?
you've already
Yes.
Awesome.
awesome. Let's say you've already had your logo built. You already have Maybe your website built. You've got all your tools, and now you need to know, okay, how do I start getting my brand out there? Well, a couple of things we have in here. There's three or four in here actually, but for the sake of time today, we're only going to go over two. Your new best friend is CRE marketing copywriter.
Oh my goodness. I so wish that I had this back in the days. For the past few years when we've been doing copy, it was the hardest part because you really have to keep up to date with how is the market communicating now. You can't use the same sales messaging you used a year ago, 5 years ago, even 6 months ago. A lot of times it's changing. But the CRE marketing copywriter is an excellent tool because in copywriting, there's all these frameworks, right? You remember commercials, you say, but wait, there's more. These are just frameworks, and if you order now, you get two. That's why all those commercials from pantyhose to pet rocks were sold with that same thing, where it's like the PAS framework, where it's problem, agitation, and solution, where it's like, hey, are you struggling to get into real estate? Are you struggling to get a good investment property and just making your family life horrible at home? Well, we've got the answer. Here's the solution. You just call us and, or whatever. But these frameworks actually work, and there's like 12 of them that we're going to be incorporated into this copywriting, marketing copywriter, CRE marketing copywriter. So it will automatically go to proven frameworks, psychological frameworks that make people say, I need that, right? Because if you don't put it together in that way, in certain ways, it's just not going to work. So that's what the copywriter is really good at doing. So when you need copy written for advertisements, when you need it for whatever you need it for your newsletter, you want to run it through this GPT because this will really help you to stand out and get the copy that will be resonate with your ideal client.
So this one was designed, this is one of my favorite ones. This is designed for brochures, blogs, ads, more. So that more can be postcards, Ross already mentioned newsletters.
Hmm.
So whatever you're putting out,
LinkedIn posts, all that.
it can even be for an email marketing campaign that
That's
you're
right.
using.
Educational email marketing campaigns are absolutely excellent. If you get people on a series of 5 emails where they're going to be learning about your local area and things that they should know, that they would be able to get informed and get specific information and get specific strategies that they might not have thought of, which all ChatGPT can do, and the GPTs can do that. And you put those in a 5 email drip sequence. Now you're entering in their mailbox 5 times and you're giving them value. And at the end, you can put a little soft call to action. Hey, if you want a free consultation or a no cost to you consultation, reach out to our office and we would love to give you more information on this.
So somebody tell us a market. What do we want to create today? Do we want to create a
Let's do a listing description.
no, let's skip that one because we can
Okay.
do that in the listing description writer.
Okay, cool.
This is kind of a catch-all for you, which is great, and you may find yourself, this is one of our most popular ones, you may find yourself just in this one a lot, because even though we have other GPTs for social media and listing description, this one can also
And
do
a
that.
lot of the GPTs, they overlap, like with their functionality and their capability. It's like being in the super friends. A lot of them are strong, but some can fly. A lot of them are, it just have different powers that are more expressed within that GPT.
So do we want to do a blog or do we want to do a newsletter? Somebody call it.
Blog.
Let's go.
Okay, so what, give me a topic. So I want to show you.
Let's say the market update on the market.
Okay.
Okay.
Market update for Louisville, Kentucky.
Okay, so he was able to give us an actual topic, right? So I'm not sure where that's going. He was able to give us a actual topic, but let's say if Willie just knows he needs to start doing a blog, I need to start doing a blog. I have no idea what I want to talk about. I just need to get something going.
And that's what this does at the beginning. It just starts knocking you out some blogs that are, the rise of mixed developments, a game changer in urban commercial real estate is something that you can use, but Tracee stopped it so we can put something that's relevant to your area.
Before we actually build out that market report, the newsletter, I'm sorry, before we build out the blog that Willie just asked for, let's say that Willie is not sure what he wants to do. He just knows that he needs to start getting some content out there. and he wants to focus on that. If he's not sure, he could go right here to my CRE marketing coach.
Are y'all seeing the same screen? We just went from CRE Hub to now we're going back to CRE.
Yes.
Okay, good. Just want to make sure everything's.
So this one gives you advice. This is like having a Ross and Tracee in a box.
That's right.
So you do something as simple as
Let's do give me a marketing strategy that is specific to Louisville, Kentucky that will help me attract. Who do you want to attract, Willie?
Listing clients,
Listing clients. And what asset classes?
multifamily.
Multifamily, got it.
you see how I'm not typing correctly, and it's yeah, I love this about that I don't have to.
Yep.
Um,
And it'll fill it in, so I just push the arrow, multifamily properties. It even goes before you and says, what you should be thinking or whatever. It's just incredible.
I'm thinking about creating a blog
Now you can just leave it to see what it comes up with
with
first.
a marketing strategy first.
Yeah. So we start with strategy, and sometimes the more you let it do, the better it's going to work. So there we go. Are y'all able to see this?
So it's saying,
Yes.
okay, great. So basically, to create an effective marketing strategy for attracting more multifamily properties, consider the following approach: local market analysis and positioning,
Yeah.
online presence and SEO. It's telling him to do Google My Business and local SEO. Then there it is, number 3, blog posts and articles.
Case study. You know what's so cool about this? And I'm going to toot my own horn here on this thing. This is exactly how we go through things for our clients, right? You do your market research, you do your avatar research, but local SEO and Google My Business, we get people to the top of Google. Um, like very often, I've done attorneys and commercial people and just all kinds of restaurants and everything. But that's a really important thing that we always tell people to do is to get your Google Maps and to get the citations and to go through this whole 27-step process that we do to get people to the top of Google in their local area, because that's what's going to really make you stand out when people start to um, to look for someone like you in their area. So that's a super strong strategy, and I'm very happy that it put it at number 2 there.
And then there's video marketing. So it's
Mhm.
suggesting tours,
Yep.
client testimonials, market updates, which is what he just asked for a blog.
Because if you get the information, and especially with you, Willie, since you got your video equipment, you got your audio equipment, you got your studio getting set up, that's going to be really powerful for you to take these market insights and updates and be like, hey, it's Willie here with another market update right now, and blah blah boom, and now you're the go-to guy that knows everything, and you're looking like an authority because you're using the good microphones and all that stuff.
And then if you see how this strategy goes, this is exactly what we would take you through.
Yep.
It has to be an on the ground campaign
Mhm.
and an online campaign. It can't just be one or the other. You can get further online, but you need to have both, right? For example, like for number 6, networking and community involvement. Willie's involved with hospice so that he could do something with hospice if he wanted to.
Mhm.
Cheryl is involved with, is it World Central Kitchen? Is that the right order of those words, Cheryl?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay,
Yeah.
awesome.
And
So,
Justin was doing the chamber. He just left being president of the chamber there
yes.
locally. So those are things that are making you really strong that you can bring to the table.
So Cheryl is going to be creating, we're working together later on in the year about creating an event that brings in all of her world for everything that she does, from croquet to real estate, tying it all in. So you have to have an on the ground strategy, which this really is an all bases covered. It has everything from where you're in someone's email box, where you're doing events or working out partnerships, like with property management firms and real estate attorneys. For those of you who do only commercial, you should be working with residential agents, especially if you're with a company that does both residential and commercial, like a Remax or an EXP or Coldwell Banker, how has commercial and residential. You should be building relationships with your residential agents to build referral partnerships.
Can we try something real quick? Can you say, can you give me an idea, like say from six, about partnerships and who I can partner with? And we don't have to do that right now, but if you're cool with it, I'd like to do that. But the point of it is this: when you see these things right here, it's an ever-going thing, and the power is really going to be in the follow-up questions that you ask. So if you're like, I thought about that partnership thing, but who can I partner with local that would help me? Right? Or who do you think I should partner with locally? And so let's see if that gives us that answer there. You want to type that in?
Sure, and I was going to do that with the blog. I wanted to show them that for the blog. So since we're on partnerships,
Right.
okay. So see on number 6, since we're talking about partnerships, number 6, the second one says partnerships.
Yep. So from number six, can you please tell me or give me some recommendations on who I can partner with in the local Louisville area? Local Louisville area. Now this is going to be key. The area. Period. Please search the internet. Take a deep breath. And and go step by step and place potential partners inside of a table format.
Anything about what he does?
Now we'll just go with
And would you all like for him to add that prompt into the prompt library for you all?
it. Okay, here we go. Greater Louisville.
Please do.
Are you familiar with these, Willie?
Yes.
Awesome. So these are the ones that chat by looking at the real estate and looking at where you are, and it goes down here to Real Property Management Midwest. So these are people that, and now what I would do, just following the train of thought, and I don't want to spend all the time on this, but just to get you to understand how train of thought would work when it comes to prompting, is I would say, great, can you please write me an introduction email to each one of these? And that's where what Tracee was talking about will come in handy then. And you can say, I'm a Louisville, Kentucky realtor. I specialize in this and this. Can you please write me a casual email as a letter of introduction? Find something unique about these each ones that from their recent um, from their recent activities online that I can mention in there because that's a really good strategy for cold outreach. And it gives you the website and contact information there. You see how it's highlighted in blue? So that's what's really phenomenal about this is that stuff that used to take so long is now just shrunk down to a very quick thing. Now, the reason why I said to search the internet for this and to take a deep breath and go step by step, because I'm always studying what data scientists are doing with these prompts and the things that work. Whenever you, and this is good for you, Willie, when you're talking about doing the things we were talking about earlier with the government contracts and such, you tell it to take a deep breath and go step by step. That allows the AI to slow down and not try to rush through, right? Because naturally it will try to rush through. But if you tell it to take a deep breath and go step by step, it slows it down to be able to actually do more efficiently what you have, especially if you have a lot of people, a lot of stuff like you've got, where you got a lot of context and content within a draft. And we'll talk more about that offline or another time. But this is how you can use this when they give you the marketing insights to expound on them and make it more personal and specific to your needs. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Awesome. What else is beautiful about this too is that the campaign is well rounded. It's chamber, it's local, it's an organization that supports locally owned business, and then it's talking about another real estate and development company that does custom bills and property development, which would be a great type of company to partner with, and then property management. So it doesn't just give you, hey, these are the charities, but if you wanted, hey, can you give me a certain type of charity, or can you give me a certain type, a list of companies, residential real estate companies that I can go speak in front of.
Right. And
to
right
work.
down here too, it says opportunities for collaboration such as co-hosting events, mutual referrals, joint marketing campaigns, access to broader networks and potential clients. So you can say, what kind of joint campaigns would you recommend? And what kind of things for this particular client? And I would go through like this one here and say for the greater Louisville GLI, what would you recommend for an attractive or appealing or compelling joint marketing venture that we can do? You see, so as far as strategy and marketing, this is really phenomenal, and it will definitely get you what you need as far as that goes.
So getting back to where we started out, we started out with we started out with talking about a blog. Willie wanted to do a blog for the market update for his area, and how we got into the commercial real estate marketing coach or mentor is that I said, hey, let's say he's not quite sure that what he wants to do one on, so what should he do? We went into this the broad picture to show you, okay, this is how you can go in and find out your strategy, which all of you, I don't know where you are in your business plan. I don't know where you are in achieving your goals for the year. We're getting ready to approach fourth quarter, which is game time, my favorite time of year. Game time is fourth quarter. That's coming up in what, a month, 2 months?
Yeah,
We'll be rolling up on fourth quarter. So depending on where you are with your goals, this is a great time to either make a note that, hey, I need to spend some time with this and look over a marketing strategy so that I can go over this for myself, implement it for myself, or implement it for my team, or encourage
hmm
my agents to get a game plan.
hmm
Normally, we are brought in to do this. We companies, brokerages normally bring us in to do a um, brainstorming session to guide them through what they should be doing for the year ahead. Well, that's something that you all don't have to do unless you wanted to do it. You could do it yourself. You could go into this platform, get your game plan, see what you like, and then go through this with your agents or go through it with yourself to make your plan for the year. So you can start saying, hey, where am I at? I'm wrapping up the year. Did I hit those goals? If you didn't hit those goals, maybe let me see what area I can go in here and kind of accelerate to see if I can pull in some last minute um, deals for the year. Or you can use this as your game plan for 2025 to start getting yourself ready
hmm
in the mindset of what am I going to do for 2025?
And here's another thing too. You can't break this thing. So don't be gentle with it, like go crazy with it, ask it all kinds of questions, right? Some of the best questions you can ask is based on Peoria, right? What would you say I should start at? And also sometimes you want to give it context too. Like I'm doing really good with say my local market analysis and positioning. I'm real positioned real well. My SEO and my online presence is pretty decent. And you just go through and kind of give yourself a SWOT analysis. Tell chat, this is where I feel I am, or you can tell it, go to my website and look at it, and what would you recommend? There's so many ways that you can talk to this as like the most experienced, um, like consultant that you've ever could even imagine having. But make sure that you don't approach it with kid gloves. Like really go hard at it with the questions because it will be able to answer those questions, and it'll expand your thinking and your possibilities as you continue to go forward with it. So I really highly recommend that you just whatever questions or anything that comes to your mind. And if you don't have anything that comes to your mind, say, what question should I be asking you? That's always a good one too. At this point, what question should I be asking you? And then if it gives you the answer, say, well, I'm good on this and this, but can you expound on this? And those type of things is what really, that's where a lot of people that are using ChatGPT and the GPTs and those things don't go. They don't do the follow up questions. So a lot of people are just using them for, like write me a listing description, and that's cool. But after you get the listing description, are you asking, how can this listing description be more compelling? How can it be better? Am I missing something? Here's some of my context of what I've done and my history, and here's some more context of the time. Could you search the internet to see what else you can put into this that would make it more relevant and more personable? Those type of follow-up questions are the things that's going to make you stand out in your use of AI going forward.
Absolutely. This is like having a consultant right there in front of you that you can ask as many questions as you want.
That's
There are
right.
no stupid
There's
questions.
no stupid questions, no
And
bad questions.
and you can just keep going. So let's say you are either new to commercial real estate or you have team members under you that you would like to get trained up. Um, One of the things, and if they're in CRE Marketing Hub or if you want to have your agent signed up for this, um, reach out to us about that. So let's say you're new, or your agents are new, or your agents are all across the board. Here's what you could do. Maybe you don't know what you should ask because you're not an experienced broker. You could say, I'm new to CRE. I'm not sure about any of this. Now, this is a prompt that Ross will never do. This is my prompt. This is my way of doing things. About any of this, can you give clarity? Can you explain each of these to me?
I would say like I was in fifth grade. Another thing I would do is I would always say thanks after it gives you a response because that's been proven by the data scientists too to give it gives you better responses. Yeah, like people, right?
Okay, so thanks. Typos and all. I'm new to CRE, not sure about any of this. Can you explain each of these to me like I was in fifth grade? Give me some examples. Now, normally I would not share this super valuable prompt like this, but because I want to demonstrate the point that because of how Ross has programmed these, you really don't have to be um, a genius.
GLIs have a big team of local business owners who work together to make Louisville a better place to do business. They help businesses find employment. Are you familiar with them, huh, GLI?
Okay, so I forgot what the last prompt was, that the last output was. So it gave this to us based on these are the four, let me explain these organizations. But what I wanted it to do was to explain each area, like Google My Business, blogs, all of
Yeah,
that.
it's enough.
But check this out though. It's giving me example of what to do for Greater Louisville. Okay, I can join their meetings, or Willie, since he's in Kentucky, Willie can join their meetings. He can participate in programs and he can network. So it
Yeah.
really is a great way for you to build out a strong marketing strategy just by going into the marketing coach or the marketing mentor.
And I do love the simplified nature because AI is very intelligent and I love simplification. So sometimes I will run something like that. And it's been found too that Agora Financial, one of the largest multi-billion dollar, or if not the largest financial educational companies out there, they found that their best performing ads that they've ever run, and they spent millions and millions and millions on advertising, like high millions, multi-billion dollar company. Their best performing ads have been ones that were written in a fifth grade language, fifth grade, like what do you call that? When we used to do
Reading
books,
level
reading level,
or
fifth grade, yeah,
comprehension.
fifth grade reading level. That's their best performing ads are performed off that. So sometimes doing this thing is break it down at a fifth grader level is the best thing. When the presidential election was going on between Trump and Hillary, they found that Hillary spoke at a ninth grade level of reading and Trump was speaking at a fifth grade level of reading. It was more appealing, and that's why Trump won. Part of the reason why he won was because he was actually communicating with the most number of people, and most people don't like very complex language, because they got a lot of stuff going on. They just want to get to the point. So if you remember that sometimes to run it like that, so it can break it down into more consumable language, to where it's more easier to grasp, and then you can communicate it like that when you're out there.
So the other thing that's great about that too, when you're super busy, like we all are, and you need to go in here and focus on growing your business or managing your business, sometimes you don't have the bandwidth
Mm-mm.
to be processing a whole lot of
Right.
things. So if it gives it to you on a fifth grade level, it just makes it easier on you too, not just for your content that you're giving
Yeah.
out.
Give me the basics of what I need to know. Why are you helping me?
Okay, so what I would have done, what I was trying to do, before I forgot about the four recommendations that Chad had given, what I had wanted to ask remember this strategy up here that we started out with? It's why we came into here. We wanted to find out what some ideas for a blog. I was going to go right here where you see number 3, where it says blog posts and articles. I was just going to post something like, regarding number 3, can you give me some ideas? But why don't we just start a fresh chat in here, or just start something new and say, I want to create a blog for Louisville, Kentucky to
Yeah,
get more.
thanks. Thanks. Based on the information that you have given me, could you please write a blog for me that's Louisville specific?
Write a blog or suggest blogs. It's for him to give, he wanted to get ideas.
Well, let's just write one. You want to write a blog. Write a blog for me that's Louisville specific and that will position me as a thought leader. And that will appeal to multifamily housing owners, multifamily property owners who may be looking to sell.
Oh.
Please make it educational and informative, and leaving the reader leaving leaving
Leaving or leaving?
leaving and leaving the reader with a feeling that they have really read some valuable information. And I would say this is just one more thing. Please search the internet and make sure all information is accurate and up to date.
Ooh, we got to save this one, Tracee and Ross.
All right. That's awesome. I like how you see that, Justin. How you see the value of the different aspects of the prompts.
So that means I got to go clean up my typos now if we're going to be saving this. Hold on.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, we ready to go?
Yeah, ready to go.
Okay.
I love to ask it to search, and that's why you have to get GPT 4. I highly recommend that because that's the strongest at searching the internet.
It
You
searched
know,
4 sites.
right. And then now it gives the whole, you can go and validate with, it puts it out to different, it gives you the links to where those things go and all that.
So this blue section right here is
Yeah, you
what
can
you're
just
talking
click on it.
about.
Yeah, you can don't click
Well,
on
I'm not going
it.
to, but no, that the blue section is what the
Okay.
links
Yeah, you
are.
can just click on it. So when you copy it to paste it, it'll copy the hyperlinks and paste it into your WordPress or whatever you're using for your web design.
I love how it starts out at the beginning, lets you know exactly how many sites it searched.
Mm-hmm.
I love that it gives you the references. There's Judah Company again.
Yep.
I love that it gives you references.
Yep.
Now, because we did this in a conversation that had Judah Company in
Right.
Greater Louisville,
Mm-hmm.
it's pulling from that. But if
Yeah.
we had have gone back to just the dashboard for this GPT and just click
Right.
write a blog or just start a new chat,
Mm-hmm.
it probably won't pull this, and we can show that in
But
just a second.
what's really good about this though is that it aligns you with, and what's good about staying inside of a conversation and then it pulling things like this is because when you post this, say, well, if you was to post this on your site, and then you were to make little short videos or little short Facebook posts off of this, those people who you want to partner with will be very flattered that you're connecting to them in your content. So that even strengthens that ability when you reach out. You can say, hey, I just posted something from you guys' site on my blog here. Love what you're doing. Looking forward to seeing how we can probably work together, right? And that's what's really cool about it because it took from there and it's showing that you're actually involved or you like their where they're at and what they're doing.
Do you need to get permission?
No, no, this,
That other company?
no. Once it's online, it's like somebody going to your site and copying something from or pointing somebody to your website, and then they have a blog post, and then they're pointing to your website as the source of this good information.
Right.
Yeah,
That
nobody
helps
will
them.
have a problem with that.
Yeah, that helps them. And
Without attribution, that's a problem, right? But you're attributing something that they've put on their public forums to them that's actually beneficial and helpful to any audience. So it's like getting more distribution, right? It's like they're happy. They want to get more eyeballs on their stuff. They want to have, but they don't know how to go about it. Or you solve that for them.
the other thing that's great about that, if you are using a LinkedIn marketing strategy, which you all should be, when you have the blog posted on your website, you'll share that. And for those of you that I'm doing the marketing on, you'll see this in action with your blogs. Um, we take the blog, we take this blog, we put it on your website. Then you take the link that's from your site and you put it on your LinkedIn page and you can tag this company, you can put their name in it also. So now you're in front of them, you're in you're in front of their audience as well. And that can be great for building referrals, relationships, or just getting on their radar as well. It helps you get more exposure.
And then the way you would do that is with this blog post, you can say, great blog post. Can you please uh, break this down into 20 compelling LinkedIn posts or 10 or 5 compelling LinkedIn posts, right? That'll be probably about 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, give me 5 strong LinkedIn posts. Um, that would be really cool for this right here.
We'll do that. Focus on social.
Yeah, when we get into social, we'll show you how to really just totally maximize this. So you have a flywheel of really good content that's connective, that's relevant, that's up to date. And but what do you call this? Want to paste that into the chat?
Yes. So I want to start fresh because I feel like we've been all over the place to give you an understanding of how this whole thing works. But let's just make sure that you understand exactly how to do this. I'm going to copy that last prompt and we will save that. I'm going to take out
Send it in there.
chat. I'm going to take out based on the info you've given me because we're doing a fresh prompt. So if you all clicked on that little edit button, you can edit your own. Um, you can edit this to make it whatever you want it to be. Let's just go back to up here, new chat. So I can either do it right here in the commercial real estate marketing mentor where I am, or I can go to the copywriter, which is where we were starting out in the beginning before we decided that we need to get some advice. So let's say Willie knows exactly what he wants. He wants a blog to get more multifamily listings about the market. So for that, I would have gone straight to the marketing copywriter. I click on write CRE blog. I can paste this prompt. I'm not sure what green buildings are in there, but we'll get that out of there.
Yeah, it just starts writing.
Okay, so I put that prompt we had in the other one. It searched 5 sites this time because it has fresh info right now. It doesn't have the Louisville and the Alliance and all of that. So now it's giving us other references, showing how it's had a remarkable resilience, showing the rental rates in Louisville have had steady growth. It's giving the rates, talking about Class A. investment and sales activity. Let's see, it says in Louisville, sounds like Louisville is like the rest of the country. Sales volume is reaching new highs. It's giving the trailing 12 months. And he's pulling that from Kidder Matthews, which is awesome. They're pretty strong on their stuff.
Now, without that prompt, you would not get as the impact. You have to tell, it really is like telling telling an assistant, can you go get me some coffee? And then they come back with coffee and you're like, hey, this is not really what I wanted. But if you tell them, hey, I need a coffee, I need it to be a iced coffee, I want to have, 1/3 cream, no sugar, and then you'll get exactly what you want. If you tell it the context, I'm really like famished right now, I need something to pick me up, they'll know, okay, I need to put an extra shot of espresso in there or whatever, right? So that's what you're looking at whenever you're talking to chat, and a lot of people don't know that part. So they don't feel like chat's a really good thing or blah, blah, blah. But if you know what to tell it and you tell it the context of why you're doing what you're doing and how you want to be perceived in the market, going back to brand, right? How you want to be perceived in the market, it's going to write according to the instructions that you gave it and the instructions that you give it. That's why I'm so glad that you're all on this call, because this is a secret superpower that you can give chat just by understanding the nature of what prompting is.
Because of the time, we're getting ready to open it up for questions. And if you have to go, it's 1:56. We totally understand. I just want to do one quick thing to show you on this. So we did the blog, right? So now Willie's got this great blog that he can ask questions to add more info if he wants to, or he can take it and run with it just the way it is. But let's say he's okay, this is great info. I want to do a postcard. I need to get a postcard out that gets people to read this blog to see if I can get some more conversations with some sellers. In the CRE marketing copywriter, you can have it write out your postcard content. So how I would do this is, thanks. Can you help me copy for I like to do 5x5 or 8x5 postcards. Give me what to say for that helps get marketing clients.
That will appeal to readers of this postcard and help me get that will draw
I want to bring people back. I want to bring people back to
the blog.
Willie's blog, like to his website, to
Right.
see this post,
Okay.
to find out like what's going on in the market, like a market update, where
Right.
they can contact him.
And I will put in front of copy compelling. That's always a really strong thing. So it knows to make it compelling. Copy for a 5x5 postcard.
That is going out. I would say the goal is to
Yeah, the goal is to draw them back to my website. Request a consult.
I'm gonna make up a website address for you, Willie. Remax 5-star.
And say, please incorporate best practices for postcard design so that it is not too wordy and compelling. And yet still compelling, is compelling to the reader.
Are you okay with me saying my photo and logo is gonna go
Yeah,
here, my name?
yeah. You see how what we're doing is just basically giving it context of what's going on and what kind of things you want. And also, when you tell it to incorporate the best practices, it's a really powerful thing because it understands the best practices of every industry and every just niche and every job on the planet. So when you tell it to incorporate the best practices that it understands, and it will do those things. Stuff that Wharton School of Business or Harvard School of Business or Simon Sinek or anybody who's a great marketer would have already filled the internet up with these things that are consistent. So it'll draw from those to get you the best results. That's beautiful. Everybody see that?
So it's got the headline, unlock the full potential of your multifamily property. It's got visual, it's suggesting a photo of Willie, which I normally like to put mine on the back for commercial, but that works too. Remax 5-star logo. It's got text for what you put on it,
I
call to
love that
action.
text. So discover the insights and strategies to maximize your property's value. Visit Remax 5-star for the latest market trends and expert advice. And you will have that because you're using chat to grab it. That's beautiful.
Yes. And so if you have your blog on your site, your QR code, which if you're with a Remax company, there's a QR code generator in your Max Center account and the URL shortener that you can use. Or if you are not with a company that has that, you can go online and subscribe to a company where you can just get a
And
QR
here's the
code.
backside. Ready to elevate your investment? As a multifamily property owner or building manager, you know the importance of staying ahead in a competitive market. Willie E. Harden, your local expert in commercial real estate, offers tailored strategies to help you optimize your property's performance. Benefits, expert market analysis, personalized consultation, proven investment strategies, and then visual elements are going to be there. And but that's so cool, and it tells you the best practices. That's why it's important to put something in there like, please follow best practices, because this educates us too. I've been doing marketing like forever, and I'm always just blown away by the way that it structures how it came about getting to its answers, and it's so clarifying and makes me a smarter marketer too.
It also makes it easier for you to give instructions to your team.
Yes.
I cannot tell you how many hours of my life I've spent telling graphic designers on our team or web designers exactly how, exactly what they need to keep in mind, what we need to have done, getting the card and not loving it, which I'm sure you all have had experience. You don't have to be in marketing to have that. I'm sure you've had someone create something for you that you're not quite sure what's wrong with this. I know something's wrong, but I'm not quite sure how to tell them. So having something like this where you generated your content first of what you want makes it easier for you if you have a graphic designer on your team or a VA, someone that you want to create something for you.
Hmm.
He's creating an image to show how that postcard
So I
might
just
look.
said, please create an image of how it might look. It's not the strongest when it comes to that's pretty cool though. Doesn't look quite like Willie, but it's pretty cool.
So they gave the version of a
I love it.
they gave a version of a vertical, so that gives you that
Yeah.
idea. So this right here is something that's still in the works when it comes to creating. On a different call, we can go over some of the other tools that we use for that.
Mhm.
And don't forget, because of time, we won't go into it today, but don't forget that you have access to an image library in
Yes.
here.
Ever growing.
You've got access to an image library um, of what you can do that has, wait, hold on. Well, we had one. Hold on. I just lost it. Give me a second. Where did it go?
Mm.
Mm-mm-mm. Let's see. Where's Browns? Okay, you see where it's got building interiors. development, warehouse. Can you see this?
Nope.
Okay.
Hold on. Window. Oh wait, I'm gonna do entire screen. That's probably what I did wrong. Let's see. Let's try it again.
You guys see now?
Yep.
Awesome.
Okay, so over here, where you have CRE image library, you've got access to images that you can use to put on your covers. Okay, so for that postcard, on the cover it suggested putting Willie's picture on the front. Because Willie's in commercial, I wouldn't put Willie on the front. I would only do that for someone who's doing residential. I'd put Willie on the back as his photo with no background on it. But on the front, I would use some type of multifamily picture. So if you go to browse, you've got your categories here. They're divided by building, building interiors, hospitality, multifamily. We're still loading multifamily, but there are some in here. If you would like to see more that maybe look like your city, shoot us um, an email or send it in the form that's in Marketing Hub to say, hey, can you generate some images that look like, multifamily in Louisville, Kentucky, or in Peoria, or in West Palm Beach, wherever you are. So feel free to go ahead and do that, and we'll upload new ones for your area. Okay. But he could take one of these, just download it, and put it on the cover, or give it to the graphic designer to put on the cover. Say I want this kind of multifamily, or I want a collage of multifamilies. So that's something I want to remind you all, that if you are going to do a blog, if you are going to do a postcard, any type of material that you're not using one of your own listings, you now have access to that um, in the image library. Okay. Am I still sharing? Okay. 2 o'clock, or actually that's 2:05 actually. What questions do you all have? Any comments before we go? Anything you will need before we go?
Good.
No? Did it all make sense? Do we feel
Where will you guys be putting this up on the hub for us to see at a future date or time? Because it's good to listen and hear it, and then when I'm blocked off time to sit down and work on things, it's like, shoot, now I really want to put in X and listen to what Ross said about this item again in the training
we
session.
should have those up by the weekend, and then we'll
Cool, thank you.
Yeah, we're going to be doing more shorter ways to do it without all the extra that we have. Just like, here's what you do, here's some prompts, and those type of things. So we're going to be chopping some things up and just going over short, like little 5 minute or one to 5 minute videos that they'll be able to get you to know exactly what you need to do for those.
Cool, thank you guys.
Yes, sir.
welcome.
Thank you.
So if you get nothing else out of this, start using the CRE marketing
Go
copywriter
crazy with it.
as you're getting your thoughts together of what should I be doing going forward, or what should my team be doing going forward. Go into that CRE marketing coach and start getting your ideas, and ask as many questions as you want to until you understand what you need to do and something resonates with you. And if you get stuck, you have any issues, you've got the support link on the little question mark to shoot us a form that was directly to us for right now, so we will see it and we can get back to you on it. Okay.
Yes, and for anything that you want to, that's probably a hard thing, or you want to make any kind of complaints or anything, no matter what time of day or night, Amanda will be there for you.
Amanda's like, what?
Amanda will be there for you. But if that's something you feel good about, reach out to me personally. I'm here for you. Any problems, Amanda's got your back. Thank you, Amanda. Appreciate you.
Best client success manager ever.
Ever in the history of the world. Just ask her, she'll tell you. She'll
Thank you guys. You're the best. I do what I can.
Right,
I do what I can.
right. You guys doing what you can. You're doing the most, and it's awesome. We love it.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Have a good
Thank
one.
you.
All right,
Cheryl, I will see
Cheryl,
you
see you
tomorrow.
later.
Tomorrow. Bye, guys.
That's
Thank
right.
you.
That's
Right.
the ball. That's the ball.
Have
We'll
a
see you
good
later.
one.
Willie, be easy, be
Bye.
cool, enjoy Dallas.
Yep. See ya.
Bye.
Thanks.
Yep. See you later.
Okay, let me hit